So today's video we're going to talk about mower catchers. As you can see, I've got an array of mower catchers. So all the ones behind me are original catchers. These two down the front here are brand new reproduction ones. Now these are reproduced by OLDTIME parts. Now Jason Cashway is behind that. I'll link him down below if you want to get in touch and buy one of these for yourself. Now I'd highly recommend it. But I just want to sort of do a quick run over of his catchers and compare them to the original ones. Now this one here is an original one which I did restore myself. I would strongly advise you not to do it, but to show you that you can do it, it can be done. So this one here actually started probably similar to this one up here. So if you see the front of that, it's all caved in. It's not in very good condition. All the sides here, it's obviously been hitting the side wall or something like that. Considerable amount of rust inside, and well, everywhere. Actually, it's rusting everywhere. But this particular catcher started like this, and I sat here for hours and hours and hours, tin tapping out the front, and then bog, and then sand, and it can be done, but it's definitely a process. I'm sort of glad that I did do it. It's just a personal thing. However, I don't think I'll ever do it again. If you can buy a reproduction one, and I tell you what, you can't even tell the difference unless you're physically holding it. Then you can tell the difference. I will explain more why. Alright, so this one here, also guys, this is not a paid promotion. I've received no kickbacks from this. I've purchased this with my own money. Just, you know, the whole YouTube thing goes crazy with that. This is not a paid promotion, it's just a personal review. So, here it is, 17 inch, this is the 14 inch. So this is brand new, 14 inch. I've just painted it. It hasn't even seen grass yet. It's literally brand new, no grass inside. But that's not the one I want to review. I want to review the 17. So 17 inch grass catcher. It's got the original Bonnar pressed sides. Now these aren't pressed. I believe that's quite a process to press them. What this is almost like an insert, and then it's spot welded in place. So once you paint it, you'd actually have absolutely no idea that that's spot welded on there. And I think it's probably an excellent way around instead of pressing tin. I know that's quite difficult to get right. So the actual weight of this compared to an original catcher, this is considerably heavier. Like I'm probably talking maybe double the weight of an original one. There's an original one with a lot of sort of bog, which sort of adds weight. However, I still believe this one's probably double the weight of that one. Now that's probably due to when they were making these back in the 70s. Back then, they obviously recession, all that sort of stuff, that you had to cut costs. So a way of doing that was just probably using thinner metals, thinner sheet metal. So this, I'm not sure what gauge sheet metal this is, but it's considerably thicker, which adds considerable weight to this, which is not a bad thing for a cylinder mower. So by the time you start getting grass in there, this will weigh a fair amount. So if you're into making stripes, I think it would definitely help striping your grass. This is how they come. So they come galvanized steel. I have literally done nothing to this. Jason personally delivered this, which is excellent. And this is how it comes. There's not one bit of rust on there. Looks exactly the same as an original catcher. The process to probably filling this out, so it is galvanized, however I'm still going to prime this. So priming's more so the paint sticks to the sheet metal, not so much like a rust protection, because I don't think this will probably rust. Well, I guess it will, but it'll take a considerable amount of time to rust. So 2 coats of primer. Now I use an etch primer. I'll actually show you at the end of the video me etch priming this and then painting. So I'll go 2 coats of etch primer and then I'll go my hammer tone green. Now, personally, I do not paint inside hammer tone green. I do believe that's how the catchers originally came out. However, I much prefer the inside of the catcher to look black. So as you can see inside there, I painted that black. Just a personal preference thing. It takes a bit longer. You've got to mask up all around there, and spraying in there it's not fun. You're spraying there and it all blasts back out in your face. So if you're going to do that, definitely wear a mask. Brand new sticker. So that sticker's from Moparts Oz. There's quite a number of people making these stickers. It really comes down to the theme of the mower, to what sticker you put on there. That is an original style sticker. This new one I've got more catches over here. I've got so many catches. I was just looking for a different style of sticker, but I don't have one. So basically, guys, all these old ones, I don't actually even bother. I'm actually about to put them on Marketplace. If you want one, I think I'll just put them up there for free. If not, I'm going to chuck them out. I personally only keep 117, 114. They're the mowers that I use. I don't own a 20, I'd love to. They're the mowers that I use, and I only need one catcher. I'll just switch them between mowers depending which mower I'm using. So it just sort of saves space in my shed. I don't have a massive shed. It's probably bigger than most people's sheds, but yeah, it just saves space. So these are selling for $280, and I do believe it's well worth every penny. It's going to save you a considerable amount of time, and they are built considerably better than the original ones, to the point that I think if you ding into something by accident, it's really not going to matter, as the gauge of the steel is much thicker, and it's probably a lot more robust to that sort of I don't know, abuse. That sort of abuse. I would highly recommend anyone restoring a mower to buy a brand new catcher from Old Time Parts, and it's going to save you a lot of time, a lot of time. But I think it's well worth that money. So definitely look up Jason, Old Time Parts. He's on Facebook. He's got a website. I'll put all his details below, and hopefully this will save you guys some time as well. So let's go down with restoring that. So I'll swing the camera around, my little spray booth behind. We'll etch prime this, and then we'll blast some hammer tone on there, and I'll show you the finished product. Right, so etch priming. I'm just going to use a spray can. It would be far more cost effective to use a gravity sprayer, buy etch primer in a litre or 2 litre tin. However, just cleaning that up for one item, I think it's too much work. So I'm just going to go an etch primer out of a spray can. I'm going to do both sides first. Once I've done both sides, I can then grab it in the middle because I haven't painted there yet. Hang it up here on these hooks, and then once they're up on those hooks, I should be able to get around the whole of the catcher inside and everything. So hopefully I can hit it all in one go, let it dry, come back, hit it all again, and that's our 2 coats done. So let's get into it. Okay, so coat number 1 of the etch prime is done. I'm going to let that dry. Whatever the spray can says, I think it's about an hour. Let it dry, hit it again. So If you miss any little bits or it's a little bit thinner in places, don't worry too much. That's what the second coat will do. It will it'll cover up all those little imperfections, and then by the end of it, you won't even know. It'll look excellent. And then once you blast some paint on there, you're not even going to know even more. Right. So 2 coats of primer. This has been sitting for 1 week now, and this morning I've just put masking tape, a bit of cardboard in there. So I'm going to paint the outside a hammer tone green. The inside's going to be the black. So I've actually taped up the inside so that I mean, there's no point in painting there if I'm going to paint over it black. So today we're going to spray the hammer tone, and I'm just going to rip into that. So here we go. Okay, so as you can see, that's painted. Basically, pretty even coat. It's a nice sort of even hammer tone effect across the whole catcher, so that's excellent. I'm going to leave that to dry. That's probably going to hang there for probably close to a week. Once that's fully proper dry, then I'll paint the inside black. I'll have to mask up all around the outside, and I don't want to do that while there's wet paint on the catcher. So we'll see you next week. So I was just editing the video for this catcher, and I realised that I never filmed spraying inside black or sort of an end video. So this is probably 2 or 3 weeks after I've actually painted this. But as you can see, catcher is completely painted. On the inside, painted black. Now I've just done that with this colour here. So this is the colour that I've painted most of my mower with. It's a green and black theme for this mower, and I find that this low gloss black from Doopy Colour, I really quite like it. It leaves a fantastic finish, and as you can see, it's nice clean black. It's not a shiny black, it's sort of low gloss, I suppose, as the label states. So anyway, that's the catcher. She is 100% painted up, inside painted black, and she's ready for stickers. So I'm not sure about the stickers yet. I might do maybe not an original sticker. I might just do like a black outline, Scott Bonnar. Not sure, but that'll be in the coming videos. So thanks for watching, guys. Please give us a thumbs up. Check out Old Time Parts. Jason's doing a great job there, and if you could support the guys that support me, it's going to go a long way, and I'll continue to make videos about new and upcoming items for the Scott Bonnar world. So thanks, guys.